Good afternoon. Thank y'all for being here. Start on a somber note. On behalf of our football program, I want to offer our condolences to the family of Alex Miller and his friends, teammates, and really everyone in Roane County and that entire community. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. And so, got that news on Saturday, and really just a sad event. So, wanted to make sure that they knew that everybody in Spencer and Roane County were thinking about them. So, solid three-phase win for us. First, what I think is a really good program in North Carolina State. Talked about it. I thought Dave's done a great job building that, and really proud of how our staff and our players responded. It wasn't perfect by any means, but we played the game the right way, and that's what really I was focused on. I thought it was a great atmosphere, and our crowd played a huge factor in that game, and I said that after the game, and I just want to reiterate that. Quick recap, starting with special teams. First, the negatives. Penalties hurt us. We had a couple uncharacteristic penalties on special teams that hurt us. They hit us with the fake punt, and really, we probably, in retrospect, should have just left our defense out on the field. We practiced fakes. We felt that we'd probably see one. Coach Doran has done that in the past, but they hit us with it, and then we misplayed the kickoff return to start the second half. And I think in our punt return game, we can be better. We got to give Sinkfield a chance to run. The positives, obviously, the block punt. Josh had his best day punting, 4 punts inside the 20, 3 inside the 10. By far his best day. I thought Evan Staley was really solid kickoffs, other than the one he kicked out of bounds. The rest of them were really good. 6 extra points, and I thought our coverage units, both our punt team and our kickoff team was really physical on Saturday. Defensively, the negatives, penalties in the first half. We had a couple selfish penalties that really extended drives. By my count, 12 or more plays. We had 2 penalties on third down, a late hit on the quarterback, and the targeting call. They're extended drives. Really, I think both of them on third down could have got off the field, so that was disappointing. And then we had 0 takeaways in the game. Positives, 2 sudden changes. We had the fake punt. They immediately, defense came out, put out the fire. No points resulted in that. After the interception, they hold three plays in the field goal. So 3 points in those situations was a huge factor in the game. We limited their big plays, and I thought we won on 3rd and 4th down, and we created some negative plays. You know, we had 3 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss. Offensively, the negatives, we got to be better on 3rd down. Good news, we didn't have very many, but we got to be better on 3rd down. And we got to execute. We got to hit some of our shot plays. That's something we struggled with over the first couple of weeks. We got to do a better job hitting those. Positives are, for the first time all year, we really limited the negative yardage plays. 6.2 yards per carry, had over 170 yards rushing, 100% in the red zone. We had 0 fumbles, and our perimeter blocking was just a lot better. All right, so y'all saw this on social media. I'll kind of tell you the why behind some of our awards this week. Let me get to my pages, sorry about that. So we'll talk about our scout team players of the week first. And these are important. It's good to give these guys some recognition. And it's a real, if your scout teams have really good weeks, not 100%, but oftentimes the play on the field mirrors that. And our scout teams did a great job last week. Our scout team offensive players of the week were Brandon Yates, who's a guy that we're excited about moving forward. And then Elijah Drummond did a nice job there as well. Defensively, our scout team player was Adam Hensley, who did a tremendous job. Obviously, he's very familiar with that defense. He did a really good job getting our offense guys ready. And our special teams scout team player was Isaiah Esdale, and that resulted in him getting some playing time too, because he did such a good job. We talked about the juice guy on the sideline, and I thought those guys did a really nice job providing energy on the sideline. Jared Dagey did the best job there. He won our juice award. And then our community service award winner and it's really for 2 weeks, goes back to the Missouri week as well, was Reese Donahue, and he represents our program in the right way. The award winners for the week, as far as players on the field, our offensive lineman Colt McKivitz played 72 snaps, 43 production points, far and away our most productive offensive lineman, graded out 93%. I do want to add, I thought Chase Barrett played his best game that I've seen. I thought he was really physically strained. and excited about how he performed and the confidence he'll have in that game moving forward. And I thought the 3 new starters did some really good things. We've got to continue to improve there. Special teams wise, we had several really good performances. Logan Timmons with the block punt was huge. Talk about Josh and Evan having nice days. But our special teams player of the week was Dante Bonamico, 24 plays. He started on all 4 core units. Was in on both kickoff plays we had. He had a huge tackle on the fake punt. Great effort play, and he did a great job in coverage on our punt team. And so he played extremely well in special teams. Defensively, we had 3 guys I thought were candidates for that. Johnny Stewart, I thought he really for 2 weeks in a row he's played at a high level. And then Keem Bailey, he had 9 tackles in the game. I thought that was his best game that I've seen him play going back 2 years and watching all the games from last year. But the defense player of the week was Dante Stills. Played 61 snaps, 2 sacks, a quarterback hurry, 2 tackles for a loss. I thought he was disruptive. One of those tackles for a loss was on a 3rd short play. I think you're starting to see some of the signs of what he can be, which is a great player in our league. Offensive player of the week, honorable mention was Kenny McCoy. I thought he played his best game. He went north and south, and he's got to continue to do that. Had some really nice runs for us, but clearly the player of the week offensively was Sam James. 9 receptions, 155 yards, and a touchdown. So those are the players of the week. Wrapping up that one, good win. I think it needs to be a foundational win for us. We got to continue to get better, and moving on to Kansas. So open up Big 12 play this week. As you all know, trip to Kansas. They're coming off a really impressive win over Boston College. And Boston College is traditionally a really physical football team, and I thought Kansas played extremely well, especially in the second half. Coach Miles and his staff have done a very good job up to this point. Give a kind of preview for them. Special teams solid across the board. Their punter, Kyle Thompson, is very good. I think he ranks in the top of the Big 12 in punting statistics. And their kickoff returner, Jamal Horn, he leads the Big 12 as well. He's a threat. He had a big return versus Boston College. Offensively, they're multiple. Last week they looked a lot different than they did in the first 2 games. They were kind of a mix of spread and kind of what Coach Miles has done in his previous stops, Oklahoma State and LSU. Used more tempo last week, more run-pass options. Thought their quarterback, Carter Stanley, I've known the kid for a while. He played at Vero Beach High School for a friend of mine. I thought he played really well last week. Hit some balls down the field. At running back, they have 2 of the best ones in our league. Both Herbert and Puka they're fast. They're hard to tackle. They broke multiple tackles. They did a good job getting them in space, and they got up to the 2nd and 3rd level and made people miss. And they're going to be guys that we've got to know about. The Parchment kid is a kid at receiver who's had 2 big games out of the first 3. He had over 100 last week. Kid that at Troy we recruited, so I know about him. Watched him play in junior college, and I thought their O-line was, nobody's talking about them, but I thought that was the biggest improvement from the first 2 weeks to the 3rd week, as they played much better up front. Defensively, their defense coordinator DJ Elliott and I worked together at Kentucky for 2 years. He's done a very good job there. Their numbers through 3 games have been impressive. 3 down front. I think they've got a couple players that really stand out. I think their nickel, number 1, is a very good player. He's active. He runs sideline to sideline. He's physical. You can tell he plays the game with a lot of energy. And then the safety, number 12, he's all over the field. He covers ground. He's physical. I think those 2 guys really stick out. And I think they're playing hard. And I think anytime you do that, you got a chance. So for us, we've got to continue to get better this week. We've got to handle the trip much better than we did the first away game we had. But our guys are excited about it, looking forward to starting Big 12 play. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Neal, your own offensive line, obviously you shuffled it, you had to this past week, but how do you handle that? You rotate more now that you have some confidence in some guys that hadn't played before? How do you handle it?
Yeah, well, we definitely have more confidence, and I think they have more confidence in the unit, within our unit there. Mike should be available this week. Josh, we're not sure yet. Won't know till later in the week. And then so if Mike's available, we'll have 7 to rotate. If not, we'll kind of go on the same and then just wait to hear on Josh. That's it, guys.
Coach, have you reached out to the family of Alex Miller, or have you had any contact with them?
I left a message for the coach yesterday, and it's just a tough deal. Read about it and following it, and it's obviously that's why I broke out some old Troy shirts today and got the maroon on. So it's just a sad deal overall. I reached out, and we've got a couple things planned as well.
I know you scheme for each opponent, but you mentioned the scheming you had to do to help your O-line. Is that a continual thing you're going to have to do each week based upon what you face?
Yeah, I think you're going to scheme, John, as you know, each and every week, but I think you got to do some things to put our guys in good position. And it doesn't always work. We had some things that were there. We got in good positions number-wise against Missouri. We lost one on one block. So, the key for us, I thought we made some big strides last week during the week, and I thought our scout team giving us some really good looks helped us. We got some guys on our scout team I think are good football players, and they got us ready last week. And I think that's what we got to continue to do. We got to continue to focus on Tuesday and Wednesday. Not only fundamentally, but get some great looks from our scout team where we're blocking in full speed. And it's usually a little bit ugly on Tuesday. But as we go through the week, it gets better. And I think that's what we got to do, schematics and just getting better fundamentally.
Talk about the challenges on the road that, first game you didn't play very well. Now you're going to a place, I don't know if it'll be 20,000, 30, or what will be there.
Yeah, I bet it's a really good atmosphere. I know that there's a lot of excitement over Coach Miles being the head coach there, and I think they're going to be excited about that win over Boston College, and so I think going on the road, it's just about having a mature approach, and you can't lose your focus. You're not in your football players and coaches are so routine oriented, and when you go on the road, you're out of routine. You're not staying in the same place. You don't know the locker room, all those kind of things. So I think it's about being mature and handling it, understanding that none of that really matters once the ball's kicked and handling your business. I don't know if the travel had as much to do with just Missouri not being real happy coming off that loss to Wyoming and us not executing very well.
How much are both of these coaching staffs thinking similar spots, because you both showed so many different things this week?
I don't know. That's Alex, you have to ask them. For us, you have what you do in your base schematics, but you're always altering that. And that's for us what we try to do. And really the same in all three phases. You have what your base is. For us, like if you want to talk offense, we're trying to keep our offensive line and quarterbacks, the picture for them pretty similar, and then we're trying to dress up everything else. And I think that's what they're trying to do as well. You know what I mean? They're offensively they're trying to find a rhythm, and then they want to get the running backs the ball. Those are clearly guys that are upper echelon players in our league, and they're trying to get them the ball, and they're going to try different things each and every week. And we got to do the same, trying to get the ball to our guys.
Along those lines, how much of a game plan is trying to, I don't want to say deceive, surprise them a little bit, give them something that it looks like one thing, but it's different, give them something they haven't seen?
Yeah, I think you have to.
How dangerous can that be? You get too carried away too far?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, because, and I think we talked about this maybe a couple weeks ago too, is it's a fine line. You want to do enough different things where defenses can't be keyed into what you're doing. And it works the reverse defensively as well. But you can't do so much where your kids don't have enough repetitions. Does that make sense? So you always are careful of how much you're carrying into the game, because to me, confidence comes through repetition and preparation. And if you carry too many things, you can't get the repetition. So the main, offensively, the quarterback, offensive line, they can't get enough repetitions in it where they feel confident in it, and you don't know the adjustments. Does that make sense?
Sean Ryan, how's he doing right now?
Yeah, hopeful for him. Yeah, hopeful for him. He's he participated in our walkthrough yesterday. he'll be a partial participant today, and we'll know more, but we're hopeful. And Mike, I didn't catch up. Do you have another question?
That's me.
Oh, sorry.
You've been around the Kivitz a good bit now.
Yeah.
What makes him what he is?
You know, he's just a worker. I talked a little bit about this after the game. He's a guy that's the same every day. You know, and consistency is a word that we use in our program. And it's maybe the most complimentary term we use. And he's consistent. I know exactly what I'm going to get out of him every single day. It doesn't matter if he has a cold. It doesn't matter if he's tired, if he's got an exam, whatever he's got going outside. When he steps in this building, we're going to get consistent effort, consistent execution. And that's the highest compliment I can give him. He's consistent every day.
Coach, you've had 19 first-year players. How big is it to receive such significant contributions from some of your first-year guys?
Yeah, well, I think it's something that we're doing out of necessity. You know, I think as a coach, you probably prefer to be a little older, but we got to play the best guys, and our young people have shown that they're ready to play. I think Jordan Jefferson's a great example of that. He started the game on Saturday, and he performed really well. You know, and so Ali Jennings, another guy, plays a freshman, scores a touchdown, does a good job blocking, did some really good things. And so I think as those young guys, the more they play, the better they're going to get. It's not something that we set out and said, hey, we're just going to play a bunch of young guys. No, they just have to be the best at their positions, you know, or at least in the 2 deep where they can get repetitions.
That said, have you decided about Jennings and Winston Wright, if you're going to continue to play them?
Yeah, Ali for sure. You know, Winston, kind of up in the air. We're going to kind of play it this week and see, but Ali for sure.
You know, with regard to Jordan, you have to treat a 17-year-old Coast Guard differently, like whether it's physically or give him some lunch or
Yeah.
it seems like it's very unique.
It is. It is. I think his birthday's this month. He finally turns 18, but it is, you know, he's really young. And now size-wise, he has the size and he has the physical strength. He's a really strong guy. His dad did a great job getting him physically. And he comes from a good high school program at Navarre High School too. They did a really good job getting him prepared. But yeah, we have to be careful with his reps. There's no doubt. Almost like a pitch count and keep him on a rep count.
You faced Les Miles while you were an offensive coordinator at Kentucky. Can you talk about your relationship with Coach Miles?
Yeah. I don't think I played him when I was at Troy. Game that I'd like to forget, honestly, because we were up a lot and ended up getting beat. But you know, just got to know him really at the Big 12 conference meetings. We don't know each other a great deal. Always respected him from far. Obviously, national championship coach, and did a tremendous job at LSU and Oklahoma State before that. I'm trying to think. Did we play them at Kentucky? We did, didn't we? Yeah, they beat us. We were like 5-1 going that game. You're right, actually. They beat us in 14.